everyone. Welcome to the second episode of How to Be You po. Here we interview our mentors in the hope of gaining inspiration and wisdom to help us find or forge our own paths and careers. So today's guest is well known to most, if not all of us young ophthalmologists. She has held many important positions, including former president of the Philippine Academy of Ophthalmology, former Regional Secretary of the Asia-Pacific Academy of Ophthalmology, former President of the Vitreoretina Society of the Philippines, among many others. She is currently Chairperson of the ROP Working Group of the PAO, Vice President of the PBO, and Chair of the Accreditation Committee of the PBO. So without further ado, we'd like to say hello to today's guest, Dr. Pearl Medina Tamesis-Villalon. Hi, ma'am.
Hi, Jessa.
Hello.
Everybody.
Thank you for saying yes to our invitation. So let's get things started. One of our first questions to you, ma'am, is when did you know that you wanted to be an ophthalmologist?
I didn't have the time to think about it. You know, if you're the daughter of somebody who's a pillar in ophthalmology, pinanganak ka pala, alam na niya ophthalmologist ka eh. Hindi ko na rin naisip because I grew up in a family of ganun, mga doktor. And we were sort of brainwashed already. Mga laruan ko noon, microscope, stethoscope, mga ganyan-ganyan. Ganun kami magkakapatid. So, pagdating ng medicine, nung nag-graduate na, mag-o-opta ba o hindi? Yeah. But I have to tell you a secret, I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. Because we had this big fight between daddy and I nung nag-graduate ako. And because of the big fight, I called his best friend, the Campanilla, tulad niya, kaklase niya, neurosurgeon, the great Victor Reyes, PGH. Sabi ko, Tito, I want to be a neurosurgeon. Sabi niya, no, you have to talk to your daddy first. Ayusin niyo yan. Kasi nga, nag-away kami. And then, finally, naayos. Sige, opta na lang. Kasi ang hirap pumasok sa program. Anyway, papasok ako sa opta. I decided opta and then, kailan na naman, said, bago ako pumasok, tanggap na ako doon Bago ako pumasok, mag-basic course ka na lang muna sa Boston. Give it up. Siyempre ako, daughter, sunod-sunod ako, sunod-sunuran. Okay, father knows best. At Boston ako, I gave it up. Stupid me, I gave it up. Somebody else came in, one of these guys so sinurete siya, naka-opta siya. I went to Boston kasi it was the last time daw that they were going, Harvard announced it was going to be their last basic course ever. And I had to go. And Daddy wanted me to take that course. So I went. When I came back, syempre hindi na sa akin yung position. I had to apply again. And then, kaya ako na late ng 2 years. 79 ako nag-start.
And what about subspecializing po? When did you know that you wanted to subspecialize and why retina?
Yeah. Okay. 2 things happened when I was first year. By the way, if you're the daughter of somebody kilala like that, and mga teachers they give you hard, I can't say they give you hard time, but they pick on you. Lagi ka nila nakikita eh. Like in the conference, let's see what Tamesis says. Knows. Let's see what she learned in Boston. Let's see if she's as good as her dad. Yung mga ganyanan. What's the answer to this? Sa conference, tatawagin ka. And then what's the answer to that? Okay. So I had to, maybe show them that they didn't waste a spot on me. I mean, tinanggap ako. It wasn't because of my dad. It's because of my own merits. So there were times, there were two instances na I kind of showed them that I was worth it. I mean, giving me the position. And my wanting to be retina because it was Dr. Spiritu who I impressed first. Romeo Spiritu, the boss. Pag duty kasi kami noon, first year, they allowed us to do IO. Di ba dapat matuto ka mag-IO? This thing, ang hirap matutunan yan eh. They allowed us to do IO on the post-cataract patients, yung other eye.
Okay.
Pag duty or any day you want. Pero ako kasi, sige, pinapractice ko siya. And there was one time, I saw a giant tear. Ayaw maniwala ng senior ko. Paikot-ikot kami dyan sa pasyente. Ito, andun lang yun. Nakita ko siya basta nasa edge, nasa binedialysis. Kasi hirap makita, nasa dulon na. Tapos here comes Spiritu, Dr. Spiritu. Pinakita nila, he really has a giant tear.
At first year, ma'am.
Hindi nakita ng senior. Tapos, nagpa-private yung patient, napunta kay Dr. Spiritu. Ayaw kasi dudut naman mata niya. Dami namin tumingin. Ako yung nakakita. The second time was, I was in the office talking to the secretary. I needed something. And here comes, I think it was Dr. Chan or Dr. One of them. One of them was holding an angiogram. Itong FA na ito, hindi namin maintindihan. Ganyan, ganyan. Sabi ko, ay, can I look? Ganon-ganon. Pekelamera eh. Sabi ko, baka ano to eh. Lagay ko crown yan na old na. Hindi yung crown now. Crown na nag-re-establish na ng ano. So they showed it to Spirit. Dr. Spirito, tama ako. Boss, itong ating first year resident, marunong
Wow.
She has insight. Sabi ko, I knew I had the talent. I hated Pedia-Opta. I didn't understand what was going on with that stupid Bilchowski. I'm sorry, stupid. I didn't know what was going on. Neuro-Opta, kaya ko widow. Yeah, may naintindihan akong konti doon. Cornea was okay. Cataract was, everybody did it, but it's kind of boring. Uveitis, yeah, parang retina rin. I like uveitis. Yeah, retina was a sure fit for me. I mean, si Dr. Spiritu kind of encouraged me. Kaya close kami. So, sabi niya, alam mo, marunong ka dyan eh. Siguro, dyan ka talaga. Sabi niya, you would tell me. And then, the other retina specialist, pag may clinic, would ask me difficult, nasasagot ko sila eh. During the clinics, when you may consultants, diba, CO, ganyan. Anyway, so that was, yun.
But eventually, ma'am, you did your fellowship in France, right? So how did that opportunity come about? Were you actively searching for that fellowship or?
No, it happened this way. After residency, di mo nagki-clinic na ako I had set up my own clinic at Maddox, and then in the afternoon sa clinic ko, clinic namin, my dad. Alternate kami ni Butch, Neuro-Opta si Butch, yung sa Letzi kami. Ako sa hapon sa clinic. After that, I would drive off to Alliance Francaise sa Bel Air, sa Jupiter. Nag-aral ako ng French. Gusto ko lang French. It could have been German, could have been Spanish.
For fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
To do something else, yeah.
Okay.
Nag-aral ko ng French for 2 years. During those 2 years, somebody said to me, "Uy, alam mo ba may scholarship ang UP. UP Medicine kasama. In fact, there have been several scholars. Why don't you try for that?" So I did. And they disappointed me so much because dalawa kami, there is this girl from Palto. She wasn't UP grad. FE yata siya eh. Pero nagpato siya sa UP, doon sa College of Medicine. Tapos ako, through blue since Diliman, UP ako. Siya pinili. You know why? You know what they said to me, this ambassador said to me? I had the means to fund myself. Kaya ang scholarless siya. And guess what happened? Before the end of her first year, nawawala na siya. Nagpunta sa States, hindi na bumalik, nag-TNT na. So they wasted their money on her. And me, I went home and served the country. In the meantime, how did I find that spot in that hospital? My dad went to World ICO yata.
Okay.
He met this woman, this naging boss ko. He saw her, sabi niya, ang galing nito was nakausap niya. And then, he didn't ask her anything about scholarship. He just said to me, write to her, ask her if you can go. I wrote to her and she answered naman right away. She replied, she asked, but the first thing she asked was, do you speak French? I said, I'm studying. It all got together.
Yeah.
I had no plans. And then she said, how come you speak French? Because nag-aaral ako, but kasi you're not a French-speaking country. Meron sila, Cambodia, mga ganyan, Congo, mga African countries, Sudan and Algiers. Tayo hindi, English tayo. But she could speak English very well naman. She's international naman siya. Sabi niya, but if you can speak well, we can take you in. It's going to be, if I put you through the Hospice de Leon, the free lahat. I mean, wala akong masyadong babayaran. Para akong, scholar nila doon.
Okay.
Yun. Kaya nila nagtanggap ako. She did it all by herself. Kasi doon sa Europe, the style is, if the boss likes you, ang laki ng chance ikaw na yun. It's not like in the States, iba yung system doon eh. The European system is like mentoring.
So your French, ma'am, must be very good.
Hindi na ngayon. Noon, oo.
Ano talaga,
So,
conversational. Oo.
when I got there, it was so difficult. I could say what I wanted to say, but when they started talking,
Ah,
wala na, nawawal. I would have to say, repete, s'il vous plaît, pakiulit, or
ah,
excuse me, um, ganon.
aside from the language barrier, ma'am, were there any challenges training abroad for fellowship? Or,
Language, yung cultural differences nila. Tayo
okay.
Pilipino, di ba? Like, kasi nakakabarkado ko doon, marami fellows doon. There were 3 of us. Yung dalawa South Americans. Ako lang Pinay. Ako lang Asian sa buong hospital.
Okay.
Tuwa sila sa akin. Parang tinitignan nila, ano, itsura nito ngayon sa nakakita ng ganyan. Anyway, they would, poke jokes on me, mga ganyan. And then yung experience nga na ano ko was, at one time, I happened to ask, I was curious. I said to one of the girls, my best friend, si Pilar from Colombia, because, where does she go on weekends? What does she do? I learned my lesson there because Pilar said to me, you never ask those questions about anybody here. Iba sila sa atin, hindi sila chismosa. From that time on, di na ako nagtanong. Sabi niya, actually nobody knows where she goes. No one is supposed to contact her on weekends. Tayo na bahala sa service niya. Pag pinili niya yung mga inopera niya na biyernes, bahala na tayo dyan. Which was true. Iba yung culture nila, dapat maingat ka rin sa ginagawa mo kasi binabantayan ka rin nila eh. Yung pag sa mess hall, kasi pag yung chef doon, pag you're not supposed to make faces kasi insulto siya eh. Like, nakita ko ng brain, umikot yung mata ko. Ba't nila ko sasalita, ini-skip ko na lang, nakaganyan siya sa akin. May cup siya puti. Paano sasabihin niya sa akin, ayaw mo na naman yung niluto ko. Kasi alam niya, ayaw ko ng rabbit, ayaw ko ng frog legs, ayaw ko ng brain. And then, hindi ko kinukuha yung wine. Lagay niya sa bote, pinauwi niya sa akin sa dorm.
Oh, wow.
Kasi every time may wine kami, yung maliit na boteng ganyan. For all the meals except breakfast, syempre. No?
Oh, wow.
Pauwi niya, pampansin niya, hindi ko kinukuha. And binabayaran ko yun eh. Kunin mo yun. I learned to drink there.
Pasalubong sa Pilipinas, no?
Hindi mo mauwi eh. Sa dorm, binubuhos ko sa kape eh.
Wow.
Habang nag-aaral.
Spike pala yung
habang nag-aaral, naka-wine. Sa kwarto.
Did it ever cross your mind that you would stay and practice there? Could you have stayed and practiced there?
No.
How come po?
It was at an open country. It's not like Canada or New Zealand.
Okay.
Hindi sila naghahanap na magpapopulate sa country nila.
Okay.
Pero sana baka. Naisip ko yun eh.
When you started your practice, how was that like, yung first few years of practice? Naka-experience ka bang magbilang ng butike? Or talagang...
Oh, yeah.
Sobrang successful
this
na
is
agad?
This is something I have to say, no? Dapat ma-experience mo yun eh. I had the chance to inherit all the patients. Paghatian namin dalawang magkapatid. Very big practices. Solo clinic. Pero both of us, we chose to put our own. In the way, I think Cesar Espiritu also did his, di ba? Nag-set up din siya ng kanila apart from his dad's clinic. In fact, Dr. Espiritu asked me that eh, what did you do? Kasi he was at a loss, sabi niya. Si Cesar, paano to? Estudyante pa, resident pa si Cesar, sabi niya. Because, sir, importante sa amin, ma-experience namin yung sarili. Hindi galing sa inyo yung pasyente. Hindi kayo yung hinanap. Kami yung hinanap. Ano yun eh, ego booster yun eh. So at the start, I had a clinic at Maddox. Paghapon, nandun ako sa clinic ni Daddy. Sa morning, syempre nagbilang ako ng butike for about a year, ganyan. May dumarating. And then they would bring their mag-anak. And masaya. It's good for your soul.
Fulfilling? Ikaw talaga yung
hinahanap. Then when I left that clinic, kasi I had to relocate to the big clinic, sinundan nila ako. Yung mga patients ko, that means they really like you for who you are. It's not because of your name. Diba? Hinanap yung tatay mo.
Curious po, did you have any major setbacks in your career?
Oh yeah. I had brain surgery in 1991.
Okay.
I came home in 1986. Started the practice and then about 89, 90, I was the darling of ophthalmology. Retina. Ito na. I was operating like crazy 4 or 5 times a week, 5 days a week. 2-3 cases. Can you imagine that? I was a caveman, hindi na ako lumalabas sa OR. Halo-halo na doon yung service cases ng St. Luke's and my private. Ang dami talaga. I enjoy that. Hindi ko gusto nakikipag-usap sa pasyente sa clinic. Mas gusto ko yung nasa OR ako kasi tulog eh. Pero at the height of my career, parang pinagtigil ako ng Diyos. Nagka-brain tumor ako. And it was even Tito Mario Aquino who made me get that MRI na pinapostpone ko for 1 year. Kasi nahihilo-hilo. Nagkaka-tinnitus ako. Tapos nahihilo-hilo. And then mag-opera pa ako. Okay na naman ako. Sabi niya, bago yung MRI ng St. Luke's noon eh. First ever. Pa-MRI ka nga, in-appointment siya sa baba. Kinancel niya yung second case ko. Pinakancel niya. Ayun, may brain tumor. Punta sa States, inoperahan. I had to stop. It was like God told you. God told me, teka Iha, mag-ano ka muna, look at your life and see what's going on. Maybe develop some kind of, that's later. I learned what it is to be like a patient. Yung inoperahan natin na pag pinaurong mo sa stretcher, yung umaga niyan, minsan isip mo, malamig pala talaga stretcher. Bukas yung likod mo at wala kang underwear. Yung ganun. Dumaan ako doon. And then yung pasyente ka sa ICU. Ganyan. And then mag-rehab. So you develop compassion from that. I mean, we become more compassionate with your patients. I think God said, tigil-tigil ka muna. It's not this kind of life that you want. Hindi ka pwedeng ganito na lang lagi.
Tapos, so how long before you recovered and got back to
practicing? May pasyente ng nag-comment, itong doktora na ito, ba't pumapasok sa clinic naka-shorts? Kasi galing ako sa rehab. I just put on my gown. So September, inoperahan, nag-rehab ako doon. After October, we insisted on coming home na kasi meron naman rehab dito. Sabi nila, you are going home, you're in the best rehab facility in the whole world. And then you want to go home? Sabi ko, we have that stuff there, not everything, but we can do it there. So, uwi kami rito. Nag-rehab ako until mga Feb. Until na may deficit ako, hindi lang yun napapansin. Pero mga Feb, nakaka-opera na ako. Nagagamit ko na kasi ito, hindi ko makontrol yung elbow. Pero fingers ko intact yan. Kaya walang problem. Pati feet ko. Pero yung legs, yung walking around, I had to do rehab.
How was that time like, ma'am? Yung knowing that there was this brain tumor and then undergoing surgery. I mean, how did you feel that time?
Pag-uwi ko that day na nakita sa MRI brain tumor, I just told this is a lesson for everybody. Pag pasyente ka, you be a patient. Pag mo pakialaman yung mga doktor, matatakot sila sa'yo, magkakaloko-loko. I've seen that happen many times. Lalo my husband is cancer specialist. Maraming too many fingers in the pie, diba? So, minsan pinapalitan yung regimen, mga ganyan. Makikialam ko. Lalo kung ikaw, matatakot sa'yo yung doktor eh. I told myself, you choose a doctor that you want, that you trust, and then huwag mo nang pakialaman. Alam niya yung ginagawa niya. And I think I got by that way. Pero for myself, I told myself, okay, I have to be pragmatic about this. I can survive that, or I can come out comatose or not able to resume my life anymore. I prepared for all of that. I left a letter of authority. Nagpirma ako, sinabi ko sa mami, and my sister said, shut up. That was during dinner that night. Paki-prepare ng letter of authority, mga lahat na kailangan kong para kung kanino man. And then my sister said, shut up. Kasi...
So you're very realistic about it.
Yeah. And then, si Dr. Sauceda said to me, Iha, 3 yan eh. 4 yan eh. May acceptance, ganyan. Nasaan ka ng stage? Because, sir, I did have to go through that. Tinanggap ko kagad. And then, Dr. Spirito says to me, alika rito. Tatanungin kita. Ay, may sasabihin ako sa'yo. Isa-shave yung ulo mo, diba? Sabi ko, yes, sir. I suppose. Pag grow back na hair, magawin mo brown. Mahilig siya sa brown. Gusto niya brown hair. Or bibili kita ng wig na brown. Sabi niya. It was so funny. This consultants, they get kind of close to them kasi they're your mentors. They were trying to make me feel good. Yun, nakakatuwa sila. I'll buy your wig.
So, even then, no, at that point, parang your mentors, they were still showing you, I guess,
Very
support
supportive.
and, showing you the way. Again, looking back at your career, ma'am, were there opportunities you think you missed or other things you should have done? Have done anything differently? Kaya?
Uh, not to cast to make this to insult or pasensya na lang sa mga retina surgeons. There was a time when I told myself, maybe the next life, if there is a next life, hindi ako magre-retina.
Okay.
Ang hirap ng buhay ng retina specialist.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys realize this. The people you talk to before the operation and after the operation, kahit medical pa, AMD for example, diabetes, they really don't get back to normal vision eh. Lahat sila disappointed sa nangyayari. And then sometimes it takes its toll on you.
Yes.
There were times na nahirapan ako, yung ganun. Kasi siguro dinidibdib ko masyadong trabaho ko. Maybe that's why I became like this. I rose to up the ranks, no? I shot up bigla. Because nafe-feel ko yung nafe-feel ng pasyente, especially after nung na-operahan ako. Nag-empathize na ako sa pasyente. And medyo mahirap eh. Sa naisip ko, the next life, ayoko na. Siguro mag-cataract ako. It's more for feeling. Nakakita kagad yung cataract. Yun, ganun.
Pag sobrang yung dinidibdib, ma'am, because ngayon, no, I'm also just beginning my career. Glaucoma din ako, ma'am, so medyo depressing din yung, yung mga patients. What do you do when parang sometimes parang sobrang feeling mo bigat? Pag sobrang pinoproblema mo yung patients mo? Do you have any advice for...
Wala, you have to go through the process. Looking back, sabi ko, ang buhay na pinili ko, ang hirap eh. Parang kang oncologist, parang yung they never really get well. Di ba ikaw, glaucoma?
Yes,
hirap nun. They never really get over it. They lose their vision. Yeah. Much of their vision, part of it, and they're not happy. Bihira yung maayos. I have a few, I can count with my fingers, retinal detachment surgery na 2020. Na nakabalik or hindi inabot yung macula kasi.
So talagang ganito na lang yung buhay na pinili natin.
But you know,
yeah.
I had the talent for it. Lumito kagad eh. Nakita ko yung giant tear na napakalaki na hindi makita na senior at second year. Nakita ko. At inokay na Dr. Spirito, Chief of Service. Okay itong first year natin na yung ganun. Tsaka yung FA. First year ka, for you to make an analysis of that this is a resolving CRA, something different, di ba? Parang alam mo yung tinitignan mo.
Buti na lang...
I remember it was Carlo Torres, daddy ni Kat yata. Yeah.
Yung may FA po?
Oo. Itong first year natin, marunong
At this point,
ma'am... Ray Santos was an intern yata nun. Anyway.
Are there things that you still want to achieve po at this point in your career?
Career? Wala na siguro. I just want to quiet down, do other things. It comes to a point when, before I really thought ayoko na lumabas sa OR, diba? I told Dr. Tuanyo that it's okay, man. After a while, ayoko na talaga. Yun sa ROP na lang. So kung to put that in a good place, it's now in a good place. Konti pa, and then ibibilin ko na sa iba yan.
Somebody has advocacy. Advocacy.
Yeah, you have to, yes, kami, mga mentors, you have to develop someone who will come after you. You cannot hug it all. Kasi magkakaroon ng vacuum, di ba? Dapat may susunod. I want to be able to bake sourdough bread like Greg Hermar.
Okay. Sige.
Or take photograph of birds like Cesa Spiritu.
Magpagawa tayo ng mga instructional videos, how-tos from our
I have a long list. I can take pictures, but not as good as these guys. Galing.
But you speak French naman po, ma'am. So,
yeah.
Before we end, ma'am, any message to the young ophthalmologists who are watching this video?
Young ophthalmologists, yeah. I watched Ruben's, no? He said a lot there. Okay yun, galing, ganda. Gusto ko lang dagdagan.
Yes,
again, opportunity. Your situation in life, you cannot do very much about it. Like me, I was born like this, with a dad like that. You have to make the best out of what you have. That's
Mm-hmm.
one. When you see an opportunity, you have to make a very quick decision whether you'll take it or not. It may mean the rest of your life. I mean, you change different, spell the difference between this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yung number 3 na gusto ko lang sabihin, napansin namin kami mga older, pag nag-uusap-usap kami, mga boss niyo older, kami lang ito
Mm-hmm.
after 2 anyo, ganyan, daddy ni Kat, sino pa, basta yung mga older. Napansin namin, syempre this generation has become more materialistic than we were before.
Okay.
Iba na rin ang priorities. Dinefine ng mga sociologists. There was a very good lecture in that in Davao during the mid-year. Generation millennials and then pababa to Generation Z and X ba yun? Iba na. Okay, ito lang masasabi ko. Whatever it is, we took an oath as doctors. Diba? I'm of the old school. You should never, if temptation comes, you just turn your head away. Huwag mo nang tignan, huwag mong patulan. You have to uphold your ethical standards high. Tsaka your moral values, you have to stick with that. No matter what generation is it at play, no matter if your priorities are different, if you are tempted, look away. Because it will be to your benefit in the long run. And you are fulfilling your oath. Remember, you're not just an ophthalmologist, doctor ka. Diba? You know, I don't want to talk about it, but you know what I'm talking about, itong mga scandals that we've had with, na mga Senate inquiry pa, mga ganyan-ganyan. Nakakatayo ng balahibo for us eh. Para sa akin, dapat hindi nangyari yun eh. But, you know, I cannot pass judgment on people. Baka there were certain needs, mga ganyan. But, in general, just be guided by the oath that you took when you became a doctor. Yun lang. And then, yung opportunities na yun, bahala ka na doon. Basta as long as you keep within you keep yourself clean. Ito, about power and wealth. I don't remember which of our consultants said, I think it was Dr. Fahad, either Fahad or Spiritu. Do not seek the position, it will seek you. So if you're doing well, mapupunta talaga sa iyo eh. Pati wealth, ganon. Do not seek money, it will come to you.
So
Diba?
siguro patience din, ma'am, no, for the younger
yeah.
generation. I think that's one of the things.
I had a name. Diba, Dr. Saceda told me not to use Villalon. He told me to use Tamesis. Sabi niya, no, you know, kasi andyan na, built-in na yan eh. Pero, you know, it cannot be just like that. You have to experience diba? Everybody has to go through the process. You cannot just mana the patients.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you again, ma'am, for all your words of wisdom, and we hope you get to do the sourdough bread baking.
Grabe
and
to si Greg talaga.
bird photography.
Yeah.
We wish that for you. Thank you, ma'am.
Au revoir. Au revoir.